afternoon and many thanks for joining us at this time. You're watching News Analysis live on Politics and Business TV. The top stories. President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria stands to benefit about $2.7 billion annually from the single window project. Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation Joseph Utsev says 148 local government areas across 31 states are among probable flood risk areas for 2024. Dangote Petroleum Refinery announces a reduction in the price of automotive gas oil, popularly called diesel. Details coming up shortly. Welcome back. I am Omoifepi Sosemere. President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria stands to benefit about $2.7 billion annually by implementing the single window project. Tinubu, who stated this during the inauguration of a new digital trade compliance initiative codenamed the National Single Window Project at the Council Chamber of the State House, Abuja, also noted that the project will save the country at least $4 billion lost annually to complex bureaucracies and corruption hindering its trade efficiency. According to media reports, the Single Window Project is a cross-government website which will facilitate trade by offering a single portal for Nigerian and international trade actors to access a full range of resources and standardized services from different Nigerian agencies. The initiative, according to the president, would expedite cargo movement and optimize inter-African trade, thereby facilitating $2.7 billion worth of annual paperless trade. While Tinubu has issued a directive to the Presidential Steering Committee on the National Single Window Project to dismantle all block webs in the way of trade efficiency, further described the National Single Window as a game changer that will revolutionize the conduct of trade in the country by simplifying government trade compliance through a digital platform. As part of efforts aimed at ensuring the full implementation of its Performance Management System, PMS, the federal government has deployed a team of officers to monitor the activities of its ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemiyeson, disclosed this on Tuesday in Abuja at a retreat on PMS for federal permanent secretaries. Speaking at the retreat in Abuja, Yemiyeson said the most focal enabler to bring about the rapid and sustainable implementation of performance management system is culture change. The development is against the backdrop of the launch of the Citizens Delivery Tracker of federal government officials by the Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Policy Coordination, Hadiza Bala Usman, which she said will use empirical data to evaluate the performance of ministers. Now, the federal government has said that for Nigeria to achieve food security, food sufficiency and global security in 2024, about 312,000 metric tons of seeds are needed. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, disclosed this in Abuja during a high-level stakeholders forum on seed system development organized by Feed the Future Nigeria Integrated Agriculture Activity. The minister, who was represented by the Director, National Food and Strategic Reserve, Dr. Haruna Suleiman, said the ministry had already outlined a series of critical pathways to solve the food security challenges in the country. Now, this is just as the United States said it has intervened in the food security ravaging the country, saying plans are underway to make available $3 million worth of food for people in the northeastern region. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Utsev, has warned that 148 local government areas across 31 states are among the highly probable flood risk areas for 2024. Utsev issued the warning during the official unveiling of the 2024 Annual Flood Outlook AFO was the theme, promoting the use of data analytics and modeling for flood risk assessment and food security. The identified states are Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Imo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, and Kogi. Others are Kwara, Lagos, Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Plateau, Rivers, Sokoto, Taraba, and Yobe. The minister, who underscored the importance of proactive measures to mitigate potential flood impact in these areas, said there was need for preparedness, early warning systems, and community engagement to minimize damage to lives and property. He said that the high flood risk areas spanned from April to November 2024, with potential impacts on population, agriculture, livelihoods, livestock, infrastructure, and the environment. You're watching news analysis live on Politics and Business TV. Still to come, the International Monetary Fund has reviewed upwards of Nigeria's economic growth forecast for 2024 from 3%. And Business TV. Now, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has announced a reduction in the price of automotive gas oil, popularly called diesel, from 1,200 naira per litre to 1,000 naira per litre, a development which has triggered excitement among operators in the downstream oil sector. Dangote Refinery had, in a statement issued on Tuesday by its spokesperson, Tony Chejina, said the significant reduction in the price of diesel at Dangote Petroleum Refinery is expected to positively affect all spheres of the economy and ultimately reduce the high inflation rate in the country. It will be recorded that oil marketers had called for a downward review in the pump price of diesel being produced by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery to between 700 and 850 naira per litre. The operators had also revealed plans to meet the managers of the refinery this week. Now, the International Monetary Fund has reviewed upwards Nigeria's economic growth forecast for 2024 from 3% to 3.3%. This revision was announced in the IMF's World Economic Outlook for April, which was released during the ongoing 2024 spring meetings of the World Bank and IMF in Washington, United States. The updated forecast marks an increase of 0.3 percentage points from the previous 3.0% growth prediction published in the IMF's January 2024 World Economic Outlook. But the IMF has taken a more conservative stance for 2025, reducing Nigeria's economic growth forecast to 3.0%, a slight decrease from the 3.1% projected earlier in January. According to media reports, the global economic outlook also received a modest boost, with the IMF raising its growth forecast for 2024 to 3.2%, up from the 3.1% projected in the January 2024 World Economic Outlook, while the forecast for 2025 remains unchanged at 3.2%. In the meantime, Nigeria's headline inflation rate reached 33.2% in March. This was disclosed by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, on Monday in its Consumer Price Indices report for March 2024. According to media reports, this represents a 1.5 percentage points year-on-year increase from 31.7% recorded in February 2024. The report also put a food inflation rate in March 2024 at 40.01% on a year-on-year basis, which was 15.56 percentage points higher compared to the rate recorded in March 2023 at 24.45%. The report says that prices of gari, yam, akpu, and other food items increased in March. It shows that the prices of food items have skyrocketed, leaving many people unable to afford staple foods. According to the report, a southern state led by Abia and Cross River recorded the highest food prices on a month-on-month basis, while states within the northeast, Borno and Yobe, recorded the lowest food inflation during the time. I'm being joined by an economist and lead researcher at Pole Eco Analytics, Adefolarin Olamilekon. Thank you so much for joining us. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Right. Well, I mean, it is no longer news. I personally observed that the price of akpu increased.
Definitely.
And I tell you, a wrap of akpu that was sold for 50 naira before is now sold for 100 naira.
Exactly.
It's even smaller now in size. But anyways, that's just by the way. You have been keeping tabs on, the economy, and